Growing into a champion starts small. It is early in our tournament, but this is when the base for victory is set. As roots are planted, there is an eagerness to soak up success, the potential to adapt to your surroundings, and optimism for the future. It is a commitment to perfecting these small skills that will build success in the coming days. Round 2 of the 2024 PDGA Professional Disc Golf World Championships continues now.
Hello and welcome to JomezPro's coverage of Round 2 from the 2024 PDGA Pro World Championships. We are here in Lynchburg, Virginia, and we've moved over to the Ivy Hill course for fantastic competition today.
Yeah, the weather has just really cooperated so far this week. Lynchburg has just provided 2 glorious days back-to-back. A little bit warmer today, but the conditions for scoring are just optimal. I'd say it's a 10 out of 10, and we're going to see some low scores today on this very difficult track. Anthony Barela just lighting it up yesterday. This is the course that we really imagine him excelling at.
Bad sign for the field because we already played the woodsy one.
Yes.
And he went all fire emoji on it, along with this fella.
AB did it with a bogey. Isaac has gone bogey free, 11 under. Luke Taylor, who missed a putt for birdie on hole 18 to finish his round, still shoots a 9 under. Incredible. And the man who's really just firing on all cylinders, Joseph Anderson, very controlled player in the woods, as we've seen multiple times this season. Can he bring that same control and distance to this big course? I say yes. We had him as our practice round guest. He was 8 under going into 17. If he shoots 8 under today, he's going to be on league card again tomorrow. This course is very tough. There's out of bounds literally all over the place.
I don't know a lot about Luke Taylor. What can you tell me?
I mean, he's just one of those guys who's just got a lot of power. He's a young player for Discraft. He's a very solid, compact form, and he's a good putter. Really good putter.
Checking in with our chase card, Simon Lizotte here on the fairway of hole 1, looking to throw a turnover. Does this have enough height to get back in bounds? Sure, it does.
Yeah. And it'll be a long putt. Yeah, this is a pretty long putt. Good start.
A little different than yesterday when we saw Simon bounce off every part of the basket
No
early
kidding.
in the round.
One round at New London yesterday at 11 under par. He is your co-leader. From Scottsdale, Arizona, Anthony Barela.
It'll be interesting to see how Anthony approaches this course. Obviously, no question, the longest thrower we have in the world right now. How does he tame that and favor control over distance?
Drifting this right just beautifully. This is going to be position A. I mean, if you can control it to that spot, being out left, so great because it takes the low ceiling out of the equation on shot 2.
He's also your co-leader. And he is your defending world champion from Lawrenceville, Georgia, Isaac Robinson.
Going to be bringing this tree potentially into play. Nope, just highs. Yeah, very end of it. Man, he almost got around it, but that's still fine.
Yeah. It's going to be a tricky shot, I think, but
Luke Taylor.
he will certainly have that low ceiling to deal with unless he wants to go pretty extreme turnover and get way out there over the out of bounds.
But as for Luke Taylor, I still have yet to play with him in person, so I can't really speak much to his game other than what I've seen in the few shots I've seen him throw, and
I like what I saw right there.
no question.
Joseph Anderson.
What I like about Joseph's game is that he implements the same techniques in the woods, the hyzer flip straight shots in the open.
Look at him wearing the bucket we gave him.
He's a fan of the show.
Wow, these guys just pushing to the absolute limit on that left side. Fantastic. Hit me with a Luke Taylor hometown, if you would. As the stats man you are, just click his name when you get a chance. Does go with the wide turnover. Oh, that's so easy.
Wow. Too good.
That was awesome. I mean, that's a lot of risk, you would think. Obviously, he knows his disc perfectly, spin, weight on the shot, everything great, but still way out of bounds. I don't care who you are. That's a little bit nerve-wracking.
What were you just asking me? You asked me someone's hometown?
Luke Taylor,
yeah.
hometown.
Oh, I don't have to look that up. Shepherd, Michigan. I've known that for a long time.
Okay.
According to PDGA.
Nice shot up and to the right. Anthony should have little trouble with this.
This is pretty wide, but never mind. It's not too wide. It's just pretty wide.
It's perfect. Big drive of the group. And that's potentially even wider, but also just great.
Great up shots from everyone. Okay. It's looking like an early star frame.
Again, bad news for the field as these guys picking up right where they left off. You might think World's lead card could give you a little nerves. Obviously, we're really there now. That first round, you might be on feature card, but it's not the same thing as earning your way onto that lead card when you start to feel like, okay, I did something special. I have an opportunity in front of me.
There's nothing like it.
But these guys, equal to the task so far. Beautiful star frame on hole one.
Yeah, the nerves at the World Championship lead card, it's just different. We're going to skip up here to Gannon Burr, who started off perfect onto the very tricky landing zone on 4.
No way.
Asking for it to sit, and it does.
Wasn't sure about it till the spotter helped out.
You can never be sure because those hay bales, you just have no idea if it's rolling or skipping. Low line from Wysocki. And this must be a little long. No.
Wow.
I mean, certainly a little long, but that looked like it would challenge water, and it certainly did. Look at where he is.
That's very close.
Right side, and she is home.
Ricky about 30 feet away. He's safe because he's left. If you're right side of that pin, you see how close that stake is? That's about 11 feet right of this basket. You can be nearly in bullseye and be out of bounds on this hole. So the miss on this hole is making sure you stay left. That's why that backhand play is a good play in that hole.
Macbeth going to show us the distance he's got. You have to go absolutely huge here on hole 5 to think about making birdie. I think that's going to be tricky on a pretty severe upslope.
Yep.
But he's going to get pretty aggressive here with standstill forehand flex.
Whoa.
Oh, that was pretty amazing. There's OB on both sides of that gap. That's why I say it's very aggressive. Hitting any trees on that shot likely means you're out of bounds.
That's so good. This hole was birdied one time in B pool in day 1. And you knew it was going to be birdied a few more times here with A pool coming through, but it's hard to imagine a birdie on the hole.
Hole 6 with Gannon Burr.
Safe shot, but short. Going to be a downhill, probably around C1. No, deep C2. Why would you not get aggressive? OB just 20 feet past the basket.
That did look like a measured speed, though, from Gannon Burr to me. a little bit taken off.
Whoa. So many check-ins here at World Championships. So many people going to be gunning for this title. And our lead card just starting off with a firework. Star frame on the first hole.
Calvin Heimberg,
What?
minus 7 through 9.
What? Oh boy.
Announcing his
Oh.
intentions.
And who's going to join us in the bucket hats? John Ray going to be joining the bucket crew. Congratulations. We're going to be sending that one out to you. Just a reminder, join the Patreon and you can win our practice round giveaways.
Hole 2, uphill 327, par 3. Backhand hyzer is your best option here.
When you look back at your round and you think if you did not birdie hole 2, you think to yourself, man, there's so many hard things in this course. I really wish I birdied this hole. This is one of the few that you really feel like you must get.
I agree.
Uphill, slightly tight OB on that right side, but there's so much open airspace. This feels like as much of a must get as you're going to really see. 2.35 average for the day.
I still agree. Does that stay in bounds?
I don't know. Okay, it does stay safe. It's as wide as you can get with a bad reaction off the sloped embankment.
Little bit lower line.
Yeah. Call it 23 feet. Maybe 25. That's pushing it. There's that putt, man. He's got a lower release point than most players, but it comes in there with that zippy pace that so many younger players have adapted. And just going to start off with back-to-back star frames real quick.
Wow.
Okay.
It's honestly exactly what you'd expect on this hole, but
Yes,
still, just
on this
stepping
one,
up
yeah.
and doing it. You can game plan all you want for what's going to be easy. But these guys taking care of business.
74% of today's field, the A pool,
That's great.
walk into hole 3 with a 2 on hole 2. Maybe it's not so much lower, it's just that it's... What is it? What are we looking at there with Luke's putting delivery?
I mean, give me a few more looks, but I would say it looked slightly nose up to me on that effort. Just kind of a steady riser, not a lot of loft, pretty direct, pretty effective. Hole 3, par 4, 765, going downhill through a bit of a gap to start. And then you've got this very skippy ground as your only inbounds landing zone. You'd like to go backhand flat to finish as a right-hand player. You can't see this sand at all from the fairway, but you know it's there. And then you have OB down to the right with the slope. So it's a very touchy approach shot. I think backhand putter or mid-range is probably your best play into the green if you can get this kind of distance.
Yeah,
off the
premium on distance. You want to go into this green with something slow. Pretty high release for a shot that's relatively low ceiling with those branches.
tee. Still making progress. Pretty wide, but I like that it never quite got flat. With his power, probably doesn't really need a whole ton of carry.
And his touch with the approach game, I mean, just as long as he's staying in bounds, he's going to have a great chance to throw a good second shot into this pretty tricky green.
Oh, this is really high and right. Even maybe hit a few leaves.
And he'll get to show Isaac the way.
Is this pushing the back edge? Not really.
No, yeah, those are all very safe drives. Not necessarily trying to get a ton of distance. So I think these are all going to be, aside from Anthony's a little bit farther down the fairway, in that 330 range.
This looks to be putter. Trying to avoid the sand, and unfortunately he won't, but it should be a fairly easy cleanup after the one-shot penalty in the hazard area. Likely par.
Worth noting again, you just cannot see any bit of that sand.
A little heavy on hyzer. Would like to be short and isn't.
You don't have a ton of width in that right side to keep your approach wide enough to avoid finding the sand.
I think the perfect shot is kind of like this. I think this is going to be 20 short.
Yep.
That's what you want to do if you can control it, because then the sand is not in play. So I think the perfect spot, putter 20 feet short. See if Anthony can line that up right here.
Yeah, this is inside 300.
Does not appear to be challenging sand, but is not
slow
short
down
at all.
Okay, that's going to pump the brakes inside the circle.
Nice little slowdown.
Or inside the boundary. I think that's just barely outside the circle, though. Potentially somewhat scary putt. Made sure to not miss on the right side, which I think is smart. And Joseph will take the only birdie of the group and a perfect start. Casually saves a par. Isaac gets the hole done in 3 throws, plus a hazard penalty.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Did not expect that.
At least it stayed close. The last thing you ever want to see on a slopey green like this is to miss the easy one, then you've got 25 coming back. It's just, you feel like all eyes in the world are on you. I'll check in here with Adam Hammis.
A little bit of a flex forehand.
Like the width? Like the weight?
Oh, just perfect.
I like everything about it. And good putt, too.
Hole 4, par 3, 392. We've seen a couple players show us exactly how to play this one so far with our check-ins. Wide hyzer, trying to sneak around the side of those hay bales on the right, or forehand with that baby flex to try and control the speed coming down the hill. Like Jerm said, air to the left to give yourself the best chance of staying in bounds.
Decent width.
So good.
Jeez, my goodness, that is such a good start.
I think we taught him that play.
Yeah, he was pretty tickled by the forehand play after seeing us do it.
I think that's the only thing we ever taught him. But a great shot. Here's that wide backhand. Just needs to start swinging and not hit any of these trees.
And, man, red flag is bad on this hole. It's just too far for any chance to save the par. You're about 80 feet away, and so you just have to lay up, and you don't really get any chance to get aggressive.
Does this have enough length? Oh, you love to see that. Skips it over the bales, out of the hazard, and is parked for birdie.
Billy Crump would call that WCL. A little world champ love. Plenty of width. And a little unfortunate there. Just a bit too much power behind it. And so you're going to see two players proceed to the drop zone.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. I mean, you would have to be absolutely nuts to take a stab at this with out of bounds 11 feet
Elevated
behind.
basket. I'd like to see the drop zone be 150 feet away where you have to execute a good throw, or 65 feet where you can introduce the idea of the lunacy of running it to save your par. The 80-foot shot's a throwaway throw, and I don't find any excitement in that. But that is the penalty. I mean, if you go in the hazard, you at least get to play from there, and so you can save your par. So the mistake that you cannot make is throwing OB. And so I guess that's the penalty, is you're going to take a bogey if you don't find hazard or safety.
Isaac up just one now over the perfect 4 for 4.
Look at this guy
Joey
go,
Anderson.
man. Just a few weeks away from turning 21.
I'm excited to see this hole, largely because of Anthony Barela and the fact that he should be able to get up onto this top shelf and build a pretty workable strategy for a second shot, which is something I have not shown myself to be capable of on this hole. It's just so far.
I haven't seen anyone come anywhere close.
So we'll see how the different strategies play out here. I think there's a huge part of the strategy on this hole that could be just kind of laying back, taking the easy par. This looks like it's going to be midway up the hill. No, bottom side. I would expect a chip up from Joey there, looking to secure that par.
My prediction before the round, this hole would have 72 to 75% par, and it landed at 74%. Just knowing how difficult the birdie is, and also that you really have to mess up to take the bogey.
Sure.
The bogey really only comes in play if you have to get, or you feel like you want to get hyper aggressive.
All right, let's quiet down. I want to see this.
I'm ready.
Don't hit that cloud. Good. It sneaks right under it. Hard to tell. I still don't know what I want to know.
Yeah, I didn't really. It's up there.
I think it went really far.
It's so high.
And this one's doing it too, kind of.
Yeah, Luke's got a ton of power. My gosh, is that?
Wow, that
What
looks
the
to
heck?
be about the same.
What the heck?
We're going to have to wait and see. They're clapping, so
Whoa.
excitement level's still high here in the booth.
Whoa, that is so far to get on top of that second shelf.
Yeah, this is what I expected from Joey. Line it up with the gap. That's well done. Shot of probably a little bit less distance than the one he just threw is remaining for him to get towards the basket. Isaac also going to play conservative. But where's this going?
that's
Okay, it's
fine.
not bad. I
Yeah.
thought it might be too left at first.
It was getting close. But look, I mean, you can see Luke outdrove AB. Oh, wait, no, that's AB's drive right there. But he is closer because he hasn't thrown yet.
Yeah, I
Whoa.
think for sure. Wow, splits clouds again. Fantastic.
He makes that look like it's doable, folks. It is not.
Well, it might be. Look at this young fella.
Yeah, they made it look like it's doable. Don't follow their footsteps thinking that this is some play that pros do. This is not.
I think go ahead and follow.
One birdie yesterday, and we're looking at seeing 2 just here on our lead card.
Unless Buckets gets freaky right now. No, he's gonna put it in there short.
Yeah, he's not that kind of player.
Ooh, driver. Maybe the low ceiling. Forcing that play.
Well done. Cue the comments about how Isaac now owes Luke a Coke or something. Or making minis. That's another classic. That looked too... The shot went straight up in the air out of his hand. The tee shot. How does that achieve 550 in distance? I can't wrap my head around that. Luke did it in the way that I thought AB would, was more of a direct, high flip-up power play. Did not know that Luke Taylor had that kind of distance. I am now alerted to it. That is insanely powerful to get to that top shelf.
How many birdies did we see in the field?
Way more than we should have. Way, way more. 12.
And we got 2 of them right here. So really a special score to be taken on this hole.
I do want to name them because they're the usual suspects.
Wow, I saw one from the Goose himself.
Aaron Gossage, Kevin Jones, Luke Taylor, Eagle McMahon, Paul Macbeth, Anthony Burrell, Jake Hebenheimer, Calvin Heimberg, Austin Turner, Simon Lizotte, Albert Tam, and Kyle Klein. What do you have? What do all those players have in common?
They're boom daddies.
Yeah, they're boom daddies.
Every one of them's a boom daddy.
Every single one of them. This one's crazy. Getting this one to land in bounds, you have to have the perfect touch. Don't look at the 341. It's not correct. It's 375. It's downhill, probably 40. Got to go putter, slow mid-range, something like that. I think the play is to maybe even try to go out of bounds left and then just get lucky if you can. Oh, that's going to be a 2-stroke penalty.
No.
That's going from any birdie chance to instant bogey for Anthony.
Not the greatest reaction off the ground, but not the greatest line either. He certainly put that wider than you'd like, and I don't like this one at all. This looks like it's going to track left OB potentially.
The reason you're thinking to yourself, try to ace run it, is because then you're going to be 22 feet away for your par putt. And maybe something cool happens and you stick it on the green. But that's just way too short for Luke. That's going to be a long, scary putt for the par. This looks more like it.
Keep swinging.
If it gets back left.
No way.
Oh, that thing just flipped up 2 straight.
On paper, I mean, one of the easier holes we've seen so far, but so treacherous. See if Isaac can take advantage.
See if Isaac what? I mean, come on.
Take advantage. Well, he's going to have to prove it with a putt, but that's very well thrown.
Yep.
It's going to be about 40 feet.
Scary approach, man.
It really is. The last thing you want to do is leave yourself 25 short.
That's great touch.
And when that's the last thing in your brain, sometimes the first thing you do is boost it long. So it's kind of a touchy little shot.
You're going to find OB if you're 25 long. So it's a good time to have a long jump putt.
Just needs to sit down. Wow, that's what you call a risky one.
That is pushing it to the limit.
Catches a little bit of the string.
Oh, wow.
He's thinking about getting after this. Whoa.
Don't. Okay. Hey.
Good effort.
Really good.
Huge putt here.
Little stepper.
2 strokes from everybody. Thank you very much.
Sport looks really easy for Isaac Robinson these days. Playing so well. It's what you have to do at this stage, at the World Championships, to defend a title. He's doing it right now, man.
Gannon on the 10th. Great drive to find himself here. A little bit shy of the basket.
Oh, really shy. That is going to be a frightening putt to run.
This is such a sloped green. Oh, that's the miss you want to avoid. Does this stay in bounds for him? Come on. Safe.
Wow. How crazy. It's like, thank you, steak.
Yeah.
Thank you, steak. Please tell me we're showing this because he makes this. No. Okay.
No, don't do it.
But that's what happens on this hole. And that's why running a putt from outside 33 feet is, it's a head bonker. It's going to make you feel real bad inside. But that's also why that approach shot is so imperative to get it close.
You got to drive it through the hill.
Yeah.
He threw that swinging hyzer.
Yep.
Left him very short. Look at that lead all of a sudden. 3 shots for Isaac Robinson.
Evan Smith slipping up into second place.
My buddies and I just helped grow the global disc golf community. Check it out. We got our favorite shirts at Quirky Goodies, and a percentage of the sales proceeds go to the Paul Macbeth Foundation. They build great disc golf courses all around the world. I picked up 3 shirts for myself. This one's my favorite. Hey, if you're like me and you're always looking for a discount code, use this one, JomezPro 15. That'll give you 15% off. QuirkyGoodies.com. Buy a shirt, make a difference.
Hole 7, par 3, 403 feet of water carry. Island green here, all OBs, mandatory drop zone. So if you don't find this green, you're likely taking a bogey. Flat backhand seems to be the most popular play, as it will fade to the left into the hillside. That is surely what we'll see from the players on this card. Not the easiest hole to film, as most of our players are swinging it out right and just trying to ace it, I guess. Beautiful shot.
It's reasonable to see, to think an ace might happen on this hole.
Absolutely.
Got plenty of space above the basket, and it's a slope.
I always think ace chance goes up significantly with any water carry.
Ooh.
Because everybody wants to put a little gas on it. Make sure you get over.
Oh, boy.
And he's over.
Yeah.
That's 2 straight for Barela, and he will have to go to that drop zone.
403. They don't make a disc slow enough for him at this distance, I don't think.
That has a little bit better angle. You don't want to see any turnover like Anthony got. Another ace run.
How close was that?
Another ace run. Ooh, just short.
Beautiful.
Great shot.
Well, Anthony's going to go to a similar drop zone to the one he had back on 4. It's just a pitch up. It's a non-skill shot for him, so he's going to be taking the bogey. These other 3 players are going to more than likely tap in their birdies.
Another look at Joey's drive. Finds the bullseye. Wouldn't change a thing about it, I don't think.
A good bounce back. And Luke does make the birdie. Nearly 70% of the field taking the birdie on hole 7. 2.53 average. That plays like a must get.
Quick set down on the roller for Adam Hammis here. Does it have enough cut to stay in bounds?
And gotta avoid going too far to the right as well. I think you'll have the inside uphill look. There will be one tree that's going to be obstructing their way to the pin.
There's that backdoor gap, I feel. Even if you are over there right, it may be a little more technical, but I think you still have opportunity.
And Simon getting full flex. That is an absolutely blistered drive.
Right up to that OB corner. See if he takes it right side of the tree trunk here. Nope.
Goes left. And that gets pretty far up the hill. I mean, we're climbing 35, 40 feet, maybe even more.
These drives are huge. I mean, just looking at the airtime that both of these shots have tells me that these shots, the drives were massive.
Yeah.
Because most guys are going basically a full shot.
Yep.
To try to get up to the top of this hill.
And Hammis is in. That brings him to 10 under for the event. Putting together pretty good front nine right now. And has Simon not had a par? No. No pars today so far. Bounce back birdie for Joey Buckets. 3 back of our leader.
Hole 8, par 4, 671. This is the same hole we just saw from Adam and Simon. So you're looking to hit the landing zone, of course, or go 60 past it like those two guys did and leave yourself a very manageable shot up the hill. Staying in bounds is paramount here just because the hole is so long, or at least plays so long, being so far uphill. If you do find out of bounds, you're very unlikely to save yourself a par.
Good force over angle here for Isaac. That'll leave him pretty unobstructed yet long approach.
Wow, a lot of trust.
Yeah.
Great shot. A lot of trust to let it get that much height and still know that you're going to get the turnover you need.
I think one of my favorite things about watching Joey's throws this season, he just has such incredible angle control from hyzer flip to anhyzer turnover to flat. Like, he's got it all, and he's got it backhand and forehand, and honestly, it's equal for both sides. Very versatile player. That's pretty tame for Anthony.
Absolutely.
I guess he doesn't need to get much to have the power he needs to get in with the forehand.
I totally agree. I think inbounds left side, he's going to have the ability to throw that big forehand hyzer if he so chooses.
Look at that.
To get way up there.
That is such a good shot.
Wow, that really is pretty close. Wow. Probably circle 1. Looks like the forehand is going to be the choice of Barela.
He's going to send this thing, man. That is so much power.
Nice shot.
Just hitting the lawn whisker of C1, so he'll be probably 28 feet away.
Stay safe. Wow, look how open it is from here.
Drive of the group. And just into bullseye now. This guy will not slow down. It's awesome. Oh, that close. Just a little high right there for Luke. And that's going to be his first par of the round. Hanging on there for the left side for Anthony.
Important birdie, I think, after the back-to-back out-of-bounds bogeys. Settle himself down a little bit, get back to what he needs to do to stay in contention.
And Joey, he only has one par. So between Joseph, Anthony, and Luke, they have combined for a total of 3 pars through the first 8 holes.
Pars don't win world championships, I guess.
Well,
over to 12 with Ricky Wysocki. Power forehand down the hill over the hazard area, skipping to the pin.
yep.
Just a little short, but very nicely done.
45 feet. Send her home. What was that? Send her home is what I was trying to say. Oh, Ricky, after double bogeying hole 10, comes back-to-back birdies on 11 and 12.
3-shot lead still. Hole 9, par 4, 834. It's a long one, and OB wraps the entire fairway. In fact, the first shot is, like almost all holes on this course, thrown from out of bounds. So you have to make a little bit of a carry just to make it to the inbounds area. Then you have that pinch point about 100 feet short of the basket where it gets very, very narrow. So you need to make a decision if you're going to go long for the pin, which I expect all these guys will, unless they get pretty seriously out of position on the first shot.
That's just a great setup shot. Probably going to be in the 450 range to the pin. Maybe slightly inside that. And again, just Wood's philosophies on open courses. Joseph Anderson with a nice flip up down that right side. Getting just a bit extra distance.
Needs to check.
Yeah, it's moving pretty heavy in that left. Puts the brakes on just in time.
Heavy angle should be helpful here. Yeah. It does slow him down. So for most players, this would be a little bit crazy to try. And it might also be crazy for Anthony.
It doesn't
this
get
is
this. Yep.
looking like it's really drifting. Wait a second.
Okay. Once you get around that corner, the OB juts out left.
Look, to be fair, even he hated it.
Yeah, I mean, that is
That was incredible.
near where Isaac's, I think, is heading, but he has gone out of bounds. So the bogey-free streak will be put to the test for Isaac Robinson. And that's for the event. That's not just for this round. He is clean all the way.
Oh, this is looking really useful.
Very, very good. This is going to be probably 400. Maybe just inside that.
Just to edge of circle or so. Nicely done.
I think that puts Luke's shot into perspective there, because that looked like a good throw from Joey, and he still comes up pretty short. And that's normally a layup for Anthony, just outside the circle. He loves that range for the little step putt. Ooh.
Saves it.
Did not want that to be any higher, but Isaac Robinson stays clean. 6 under, front 9 for him.
Nice putt there.
Wow, 7 birdies for Joseph Anderson on the front 9. And just Anthony's second par on the front. Only 1 under on the front 9 for him.
Over to Gannon Burr on 13. Extremely wide. There's no way this gets back. Oh, that's a mistake. He's going to have to go to the drop zone.
Got to get left to where you see that spotter down there. That line.
And see that string line.
Yep.
Macbeth looks like he's going to have no problem clearing it.
And the longer you go, the better the approach angle is.
And the less that the low ceiling
Yes.
bothers you. This is aggressive. Going to take the forehand out over OB. Got to push past this tree and sit.
Oh, boy. That's
That
gonna...
might not be as fortunate as the other one.
Oh, my gosh. That is... What kind of call are they going to make there? I don't know if that branch really hurt the shot. I might have even hit the nose up and got extra flight. Wow.
It looks safe to me.
I think he's safe, yeah.
2 in 1 round.
Wow. What a weird par. Gannon, you're fun to watch.
Just a par that's inches from double bogey. I mean,
And
so clutch.
but look at Paul completing the perfect accordion.
Wow.
Par birdie. Or, yeah, all the way through. And up to 10. Adam Hammis.
See if Adam kind of drives this through the hill. We saw Gannon Burr play that swinging shot.
Yep.
This is a little bit more pushed.
It's a great setup drive just to get there. And, I mean, you're not going to see a more sloped green really anywhere. Maybe a few places at De La. Well, Isaac's doing that thing he did last year. So far, we are 27 holes in, and he has birdied a lot of them.
I love it. I mean, it's early. Obviously, it's early, but I can't help but start thinking, everybody said, wow, Kenny won 9 in a row. Nobody will ever do that again. And then you kind of look up and Macbeth's got 4 in a row and you start going, well, could he? And after that, everyone said, well, that era is gone. There's too much parity. There's too many good players. And obviously, Isaac has a ton of holes left to play. But just the way he's going now.
So far,
It's fun to dream and go like, oh, back to back, right when they said that wouldn't happen again. It's just cool to see him stepping up to the moment and really ferociously defending that title that he so well earned last year.
And obviously he's thrown incredible shots to do it, but it just looks so easy. The way he does it looks so carefree and so casual. And
that dog looks carefree.
No doubt.
Sorry, I can't ignore a dog wearing space goggles.
Yeah, he's the man. He was out at the course yesterday, gave him a good pet. That's a good dog. Well, we are going to bring you 9 more holes here at Ivy Hill for round 2. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.